Hello, everybody. Dr. Dan here. Well, believe it or not, we are almost getting close, but almost halfway through our course already. And I just wanted to make a couple announcements here. First off, regarding your week 4 oral assessment, one student has already taken it and went through with flying. He went through with flying colors, no problems. And the reason is because the information was read and studied and so on, so it did not cause any problems. Really, I believe the only way that you'll be truly challenged with that to any great extent would be if you have not been doing the work up till this point. And I did point that out early on in the program. So, just make sure that you're calling me, you're getting your assessment completed. And if you think timing is going to be of a challenge, then you need to set an appointment with me. So that way we make sure we get that done. Second thing I wanted to point out is regards to, we're almost 4 weeks done. And like I said, time flies. And I did give you a challenge due with entering the class on a daily basis, as well as following the daily checklist I provided you. And to some extent, it's very apparent who is following that and who is not. It might be helpful for you to know that as instructors, we have a lot of information that we have access to that we don't have to investigate when students are entering the classroom and what they're doing or anything. It's not like we have to go in and investigate it and research or anything. It's actually right there in front of us. You can't miss it because as we do grading and so on, everything is documented from when you submit the discussion posts, how long you were in there, the last day you entered the course room, and things of that nature. So it's pretty easy for me to see. In this specific example, it's very easy for me to see who's entering that classroom every day and double checking to see if they have any announcements or there's any critical information going on. Keep in mind that that can only take you maybe a few minutes just to jump on the computer, enter that classroom, check your email, and check if there's any announcements and or discussion posts that have been responded to you. As we go through this next week, it'll be interesting to see your doctoral students, and you're looking for correlations and things as you go through the program. And finally, when you conduct your own research, it'll be interesting to see the correlation between success in this class and following that daily regimen of entering the course room and email. So that, for me as a researcher, is pretty interesting. And I would think even for you, although you won't know the grades and things of others, but perhaps you can reflect on your own performance and see how you're doing and see if you're following what's been recommended. Because we don't recommend these things just for the fun of it. We do recommend them because we know that they help you achieve success in the program. Finally, regarding discussions, at this time also, we can already kind of see when students tend to start declining in levels of performance because of one reason or another. And as an example, it's already very apparent that some students think that they can be successful while at the same time maybe even submitting an initial discussion post on time, but then responding to students, let's say at 10:30 in the evening on Sunday night, and I can tell if it's like only a 20-minute span when there was 3 or 4 responses to 3 or 4 different students. Well, that automatically tells me that it was hurried. There's no way you can possibly read that individual's entire discussion post and then in turn absorb the information and look up new information, respond to them with any sort of quality, and then in turn allow enough time to engage them in any sort of conversation, because the week is already over once Sunday is done. We do not expect students on Monday to go back for the previous week and continue to read discussions and respond to them, because that week is now over. So I would again encourage you to be more engaged, to follow that daily checklist. And when I say be more engaged, what I mean by that is be more engaged specifically in your discussions and try to get that initial post done a little bit earlier. Then in turn, try to respond to others. So basically by the time Friday comes around, you should have really your discussions already done. So that way now you can be focusing on any assignments that you have due. Again, the daily checklist clearly points that out. So that's all I have for now. I hope everything's going well. I do look forward to talking to each and every one of you this week.